Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It is Wednesday, the 23rd of June. England have just qualified out of their group, top in the group, not conceding a goal, 7 points. Will play either Germany, France or Portugal in the next round. Bring it on, man. Let's do it. Another tie at Wembley. KP started again. That's 3 games now. He has broke the record for a Leeds United player at the Euros. He seems to be Gareth Southgate's golden boy. Rice came off, not KP, when Henderson came on. You love to see it. And anyway, this is the Daily Leeds, but I'm still buzzing after that last night. Yeah, the performance wasn't great, but we're in the next round, and that's what it's all about. It's tournament football. But this is the Daily Leeds, so I've got plenty for you today, as you would expect. Nahitan Nandez update, Alioski, and so much more, some more transfer news. But before we do get into the video, as always, please smash a like, subscribe to the channel, comment, and get your notification bell smashed. I will be doing a live stream on Thursday before the whistle blows with the rest of the gang looking ahead to the next round of the Euros, the knockout stages, and taking a look back at the group stage that's just finished, which will finish tonight, sorry, should I say. But let's get into this video now and let's talk all about Leeds. So guys, we're going to start with that man again, Gianni Alioski. He now has a week, yes, 7 days. 7 days and counting before Gianni Alioski has to make his decision on where his future lies. The Euros is over for North Macedonia. The ball is now in his court. He has a contract on the table from Leeds United. We heard that CSK and Moscow were interested. His agent came out and rubbished them claims, but he hasn't rubbished the Fenerbahce claims. He hasn't rubbished the other moves to Turkey, the other potentials that are on the table. But like I say, his agent came out and said, look, you know, the information is incorrect. You know, we are not going to CSK Moscow. But that was it. There was no touch on Leeds or anything like that. So we'll have to wait and see with Gianni Alioski. But for me, guys, I think he's moving on. I think he's moving on. I think we need to come to that realisation. I may be wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I want him as a squad player. But with only 7 days left, the contract's on the table. Why hasn't he signed it? Surely he would have signed it. And let's talk some more about Gianni Alioski while we're at it as well. He was cleared yesterday through the FA after making his gesture at Burnley's Dwight McNeil. If you remember that, yes, that gesture that apparently one of the Burnley players said was a discriminatory gesture. The FA have rubbished them claims. It turns out the Burnley players were actually calling him a crybaby, which I think is so, like, for them to call him a crybaby is so, like, crybaby-ish yourself. Like, why oh, you crybaby. Like, what kind of insult's that? I'm not saying that they should be throwing expletives at him, but I've never known, like, grown men go, oh, you crybaby. And then, I don't know, but naturally, Gianni Alioski, being the immature guy that he is, just responded with, yes, I am, you know. But apparently they were trying to say that, oh, it wasn't even Dwight McNeil, to be fair to him, it was someone else. But basically, the FA have done their investigation. They did a thorough investigation into the gesture that was aimed at Dwight McNeil. They took a lot of witness statements. They spoke to relevant players and officials. Alioski himself was interviewed by the FA, maintained his account to the match officials that his gesture had not been discriminatory. All witnesses were also shown video footage during the investigation. And another player, a Burnley player who made the gesture, admitted, yes, it could be seen as childish behaviour and not actually discriminatory. One of them actually admitted to calling him a crybaby, and therefore it made sense as to why he would respond like that. So based on all the evidence, the FA is not satisfied that there is sufficient evidence to charge Alioski with a breach of FA rule, and there'll be no further action. No surprises there. We all said it at the time. It had gone pretty quiet. We weren't even aware there was an investigation taking place, really, to be fair. But it's now come out and it's gone through the appropriate channels, and rightly so. Gianni Alioski has been cleared of any wrongdoing whatsoever, which is funny. It's quite, I seen the Square Ball tweet something out saying, oh, you know, pretending to be shocked that Gianni Alioski would be childish in this matter. But we as Leeds fans know what Gianni Alioski is like. And look, I hope he stays. I really, really hope he stays at the football club. But something's telling me the fact that he's not signed on that dotted line yet, he's leaving. Surely, why wouldn't he have signed the deal? There's a week. 7 days before, on the 1st of July, he becomes a free agent, therefore not getting any money, therefore not have a football club. So he's got to make that decision, and quick. You know, we want him to stay. Leeds want him to stay. Bielsa said he wants him to stay. You know, Bielsa's made him the player that he was, where we plucked him from, and now. But then again, it's all down to money. I get it. Twilight of his career, big money move, European football maybe, closer to home. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's moving on. But I say it with the head. I hope he doesn't. You know, I genuinely hope he doesn't. We're now going to speak about Nahitan Nandez. Now, this is very, very juicy. Obviously, I spoke to you yesterday about Nahitan Nandez. Instead of sort of wiping my hands of it, I was done with it now because I'm sick of hearing about this guy that consistently get links and hear from the English journalists or the Yorkshire journalists throwing water on it. We heard a report saying that he said he's not keen on a move to Leeds and the Premier League. And then today we had a total flip reversal. The guys at LUFC Fan Zone, if you don't know them, they do a podcast. They're big on Instagram. They do phone cases, etc. Their work behind the scenes is second to none. They get straight into the agents' DMs. They've had Deco on, who's Raphinha's agents. They've had ex-players. They've had Belushi, of all people, you know, which was a great listen as well. They are really good at what they do. And they got into Nahitan Nandez's agent yesterday, Pablo Bentancur. Now, I did try to get the lads on the show, but unfortunately, All Leeds TV beat me to the punch. But I think they're going to be doing a live stream with Oscar on All Leeds TV in the coming days. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you check them out. Obviously show a lot of love for All Leeds TV as per. I'll be watching that, so make sure you do as well. But yeah, Nahitan Nandez, as I say, spoke to the lads at LUFC Fan Zone, and they put a few tweets out. Make sure you check it out, but I'll just run through it with you now. He said, Nahitan Nandez wants to play in England and that a move to Leeds is a real possibility. He said, our wish is to play in England. If it is with Leeds United, that would be much better. Okay, he goes on to say that Cagliari president Julie and Radrizzani are very, very close friends and have already spoken. It is the goodwill of these two presidents to close the operation, right? And it reminds me, you know, I speak about Graham Smith's article a couple of days ago, and it comes across that the midfield option's a bit of a formality to me. I actually said this to Graham, and he said, "Well, I didn't actually say that, Joe," but. You know, we were told it would either be a permanent or a loan. You know, maybe that's two options, or maybe it's the same. But it comes across as though Leeds United are very confident that they will get this midfielder option done. Now, based on what Nahitan Nandez's agent's saying, that seems cut and dry for me. It seems to me that Nahitan Nandez could be the one. And it's madness to think yesterday I was saying that, you know, I can't see it happening. He goes on to say, does Bentancur, that the president of Cagliari promised Nahitan that if he helped save the club from relegation, he would help him with a move to a bigger club. And, you know, he saved them from relegation and he now wants to move to a bigger club, maybe in the Premier League. But there are also two big clubs in Italy negotiating with him, which we know is Inter Milan and Roma. We know that Mourinho at Roma really, really likes him. But he went on to say, England is our first option. So he wants to move to the Premier League. So if Leeds United are willing to meet that £36 million Euro release clause, then surely he's our player. He says Nahitan already wanted to sign with Leeds and Bielsa when he was at Boca. So he already wanted to move when he was at Boca Juniors before he moved to Cagliari. He says England is more his type of football and Leeds would be ideal because of the style of play and because the player grows and becomes important under pressure. He also went on to add that he was in Leeds when the side won promotion to the Premier League, but wouldn't disclose why he was in the city. Or maybe he was in that city prior to that move from Boca Juniors. But obviously that didn't go through for whatever reason. Maybe it was funds. I'm not so sure. We've known previously in the past we had to move Harrison's deal on to make sure we got ex-players in. You know, so with the 49ers investment, maybe now Leeds are willing to smash that record and bring him in for 36 million euros. Because it sounds to me that Nahitan Nandez wants to move. He wants to move. His agent wants to move. The player wants to move. Radrizzani wants to move. It sounds like Bielsa wants to move. The club are confident that they can get the midfield option done. Like we spoke about before, the left back, they face competition. The winger, they think it will go into the later windows because it depends on other movements of other players. There's a number of options there. But the midfielders seem pretty cut and dry. Now, what we're hearing from Nahitan Nandez and his agent is that this is pretty cut and dry. So, we will have to wait and see. Another one that won't be happening, guys, which I don't think any Leeds fan wants to happen anyway, but Adama Traore. Adama Traore has come out and said, Barcelona is my home. It's the reality. I grew up there since I was 10. From here, we will have to manage with my agents and see what role Barcelona wants. We know that Wolves want to move him on, because it looks like they're going to have to sell before they can buy, and he said he wants to go to Barcelona. He goes with my wish. If Barcelona want to buy him, I think it's an absolute madness. But yeah, he's not coming to Leeds. I don't know why we're even linked in that conversation. I think it's Orta being the one that brought him to Borough maybe. But listen, Traore isn't happening, but just to further proof, he wants that move to Barcelona. And we can't compete with Barcelona, and nor do I want us to compete, because I don't really rate Adama Traore. Now, if you remember, guys, a couple of days ago, I brought you the information that Leeds United were after the next Virgil van Dijk from Celtic. Now, the news came out today that Leeds had made a bid for the real deal Celtic defender, and I was like, wow, we're going to go for Hijeldi. We're going to go for the next Virgil van Dijk. We are still going to go for Hijeldi, but it turns out we've made a bid for the next Kieran Tierney. So, we're getting the next Virgil van Dijk, we're getting the next Kieran Tierney now. But no, in all realness, Leeds United have made a bid for Celtic and Scotland youth international left-back Matthew Anderson. The YEP reported yesterday that they fully understand that Leeds have already made a bid for this teenager. He's represented Scotland at under-16 level on 3 occasions and played in the Victory Shield against Wales and the Republic of Ireland, alongside current Leeds under-18 duo Ben Anderucci and Jeremiah Mullen. But yeah, apparently he's really one to watch. He's the real deal, and Celtic fans and coaches are saying he could be like Kieran Tierney. So that a bid's gone in for him. We know that we are going to flesh out the under-23s. We know that the key signings are going to be the 3 first-team players, the left-back, the midfielder, and the winger. Once they're done, the rest of it's going to go on under-23s. But that, for me, is great. We're already seeing some of the recent under-23s go out on loan, get permanent moves, etc. It was confirmed, actually, officially today from the club that Ollie Casey has now moved to Blackpool in the Championship. So good luck to Ollie Casey. Remember, I brought that news for you after the West Brom game where someone had a little word in my ear. But we're now replacing them. We're looking at Hijeldi. We're looking at Matthew Anderson. We're looking at the guy from Birmingham City. This football club is going to have some real talent pool to pick from in the coming seasons. Some other big news to bring you is, of course, as well, that Raphinha is staying put. Not that us Leeds fans were ever concerned, but he put this picture on his Instagram showing him in the Leeds United shirt, and it actually says towards the bottom, coming soon Premier League. So Raphinha, not that any of us were concerned, he's definitely staying at Elland Road, and that picture basically confirms it. As I say, the graphic alongside it says coming soon Premier League 21-22 August. So that was the caption that runs along the bottom. So that'll be pain to any Liverpool fans' ears, but Raphinha is staying put. And as I just mentioned just a second ago, Ollie Casey's permanent move has now been coined. He now will move to Blackpool. And just on the under-23s as well, we have been invited into the Papa John's Trophy for the under-23s. I know we went out early doors last time because of COVID. We couldn't play a full-stream side, but Adam Pope tweeted out yesterday to say that Leeds United are one of the Premier League clubs whose under-21s are invited into the Football League Trophy again. Let's go and win the thing. Let's go win the thing. I know last time we had to put that weekend side out, but I wonder how it works as well. Does anyone know how it works, how these sides are selected? But it's nice to be selected. And whilst obviously the under-23s can go out and win the Papa John's, Leeds United are going to be hoping for European football next season, and the odds have come out for the following season. Leeds United have actually gone in at 10-1. 10-1 to get European football next season after a hugely impressive 9th place finish last season. Long out of the Premier League, 16 years. We come back, we attack it, we play the best football the league's ever seen. In my humble opinion, we finished 9th, and now we've been tipped at 10-1 to get European football next season. Surely it's worth a cheeky 10 of that, 100 quid back. But yeah, the odds have been announced and Leeds are in at 10-1. We're just going to finish up with a nice little good news story with Marcelo Bielsa, and then a couple of pictures I've got to share with you as well. But Bielsa had a message to grassroots football. So Horseless, St Margaret's FC, which I believe is where James Milner came through. It's celebrating its centenary year throughout 2021. And the coach, I think it's Gary McVeigh, approached Bielsa to ask if he could convey a message to the club. And of course, Bielsa agreed. And this is what he had to say. He says, grassroots football is without a doubt the most important stage or link in the comprehensive training of a professional footballer, not only in the technical, tactical aspects in relation to the skills of the game itself, but also in the attitudinal and value aspects, so particular and necessary in the sporting life of a footballer. It's very hard for me to articulate this, but of course, God speaks in the perfect tongue. I'll continue. It is the most sensitive stage for the incorporation of new habits, knowledge, skills, concept, values, which in the future will be the tools with which the athlete will perform and will differentiate themselves from the rest of their peers throughout their career. That is why it is important that all of us who belong to or are in any way linked to the world of football not only assign it the correct place, but also put all of our attention on providing and promoting ideas, actions and quality procedures for the development and growth of spaces and opportunities dedicated to formative football. A big hug, the greatest respect and recognition for all the people and professionals who give themselves day by day for this beautiful activity. And a special greeting full of gratitude to all the coaches, players and staff at the Horsforth St Margaret's Football Club for their 100 years of dedicated work. Respectfully yours, M. Bielsa. Beautiful, beautiful. The man speaks about the game as though it's like, I don't know, it's just hard for me to articulate. It's such a mouthful, but he speaks so well about the game. I absolutely love the man. He's God. I have a tattoo of him. He's just everything to me is Marcelo Bielsa. Hopefully one day I'll get to meet the man. That's my next dream. That's my next hope. Another thing we're going to pick on, my friends at All Leeds TV, and of course, friend Barney shared a lovely video of Harrison. And as I say, they said, is there a more perfect example of a Bielsa winger than Harrison? Every off-season, he's working hard to impress Marcelo. The Prem isn't ready for Jack Harrison, the ex-Man City player and permanent Leeds United player. And Cooper was speaking about him as well. Liam Cooper said that nobody at the club works harder than him at the training ground. Jacked Harrison 4.0 is back, fit, ready, raring to go. We've seen Poveda doing bits in the off season as well as doing some grinding upon some females, but that's for Poveda and his extracurricular activities. But we've seen him in the gym. We've seen Jack Harrison in the gym. I expect better season on season from every individual who plays under Bielsa. You know, let's not forget, you take Stuart Dallas. In that first season, he didn't really feature much, and then he had the absolutely amazing performance when we were knocked out by Derby in the playoff semi-final. Then he just grew and grew. And then last season, he was our player of the season. Absolutely amazing. Jack Harrison's got better, and they continue to get better under Bielsa. And that's due to hard work and dedication, which we're seeing. Harrison's supposed to be on holiday, and he's still putting in work, doing bits. You love to see it. I love this football club. I love each and every player that plays for it. And just something to finish with. Obviously, Mateus Cunha, heavily linked with Leeds United. Who remembers the other Brazilians that we've had at our football club? Of course, who can forget Adrian, who came under the Chileno era, who dived like a salmon and rolled around on the floor for a little bit. Well, he's actually being pictured with Mateus Cunha. Adrian is having chats, hopefully, with Cunha and saying, make sure you go to that football club. Although I'm not sure Adrian had such a great time here, so maybe he's having that adverse effect. But yeah, he's having a good chat with Mateus Cunha. We know that he's good on the ball. He has got talent in that. I suppose he plays maybe futsal and stuff. But yeah, I don't even know what Adrian's doing now. Let me know in the comments. What is Adrian doing? But thank you, as always, for watching the Daily Leeds. Nice long episode for you, but loads in there. Hope you enjoyed it. Please show your appreciation and smash the like. Subscribe to the channel, comment to get your notification bell on, and have an amazing Wednesday. Let's see who England will play. Obviously, we'll play either France, Germany, or Portugal, depending on results tonight. So can't wait for that one. Yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.